The black cloud churned overhead, smothering the Valkürian sanctuary in darkness. Flashes of muted lightning from within the cloud illuminated the pass below, shedding momentary light upon the tide of the slithering shapes that swarmed over rock and ice towards Haldor and his men. An army of dwellers, more vast than Haldor could have imagined, soaring through the sky on the back of his stone snout. He scanned the horde, eyes aglow with the storm's power. Something in the way they moved unsettled him. They seemed to act as one, almost as though with a single mind. They were no mere beast, some greater intelligence governed them. No matter. They would come, and the storm raisers would protect the valley at all costs. Haldor raised his axe, channeling the power of the storm into a mighty war cry, and swooped down towards the monsters. Cadillac, Erd, the young Tibor, Arne, and Rangvald joined in a V formation, the full force of the Guardians ready to deliver a mighty blow. They smashed into the dwellers' lines, a torrent of fire and ice spilled forth from the dragon's maws, immortalating and freezing great swaths of the creatures. Bolts of jagged lightning arced out from thundersteel weapons, erupting in great plumes of lightning where they struck. The pass reverberated with the screeching of steel, the song of war. The front line of the dweller horde was quickly shattered, leaving a sea of writhing serpentine shapes scattered across the valley floor. Haldor snarled, swinging his axe fiercely. He almost didn't notice the green glob of acidic ooze that came sailing through the air towards him. Cursing, he pulled his stone snout sharply as the billowy projectile missed by but a hair. The snow where it landed behind him sizzled and spat. He looked around for the source of the attack and soon found it. A dweller of a different shape, with an inflated sack quivering upon its throat. His heart sank. There were dozens more of these variants, sacks inflated, ready to attack. A volley of venomous blasts sailed through the air, raining death down upon the warriors. Haldor watched in horror as Uldur plummeted from the sky, his dragon roaring and flailing before crashing down dead to the ground.
Retreat! Regroup!
The storm raisers turned and flew hard for the safety of the sanctuary. But it wasn't enough. The dwellers surged forward to fill the space they left behind them, snapping at their tails. Haldor swerved hard as one leapt in front of him, swelled to a hideous size, and before his very eyes exploded into a cloud of fire. He felt the scorching heat of his face and saw the young Tibor emerge from the blazing wall, jumping onto Haldor's stone snout in a desperate attempt to escape death, his own dragon falling to its demise with a wing torn from the explosion. A wave of dwellers rushed behind to finish it. Hopelessness filled Haldor's heart at the sight. The storm raisers would not make it back through this appalling press. It was over. At that moment, a chorus of thunderous roars filled the valley. Startled, Haldor looked back over his shoulder. His eyes went wide. It seemed impossible, but he was seeing it with his own eyes. A contingent of dragon riders, Wyngarde's marauders, and even phantoms carved into the onrushing dwellers, scattering them back from the front line. The storm raisers pulled free of the melee, and as one, the new contingent of dragon riders retreated to the safety of the Valkürian sanctuary, bloody but alive, upon the stone steps of the sanctuary. Haldor approached the captain of his unexpected saviors. She was a tall, broad-shouldered Wyngarde warrior with shrewd features. She opened her mouth to speak, but before she could, Haldor cut across her.
Where is my brother?
I'm sorry to say he's been imprisoned, under suspicion of killing the Queen.
Haldor clenched his fist.
Then why are you here?
Gilva showed us the corpse he carried. One of those things. He warned us of this incursion and their involvement in the Queen's death. The council, acting in the absence of a reigning queen, few believed him, but enough did. He will be held until his claims can be verified. In the meantime, we were ordered to hire a handful of mercenaries and investigate the claims.
And your verdict?
Rest assured, if we make it through this, your brother is a free man.
A sudden, resonant terror shook the pass, cutting her off. Earth and ice plummeted skyward as a dark, hulking shape rose from the shadows. It was colossal, towering over the sanctuary. Its horrific shape resembled the dwellers, though its limbs were longer and crooked with claws. Its head was hideously elongated, with a crown of horns, a massive maw open to reveal endless rows of wicked, curved teeth. The thing's screech echoed through the pass, and in its wake, thousands of dwellers surged forth. Haldor and the Windguard looked at each other.
To battle, then?
For the continent.
With that, the Dragonaires mounted, and rose to meet their fate.